Hello, today we're going to discuss how to retrieve data from a single table. Before that, the purpose of the database is to organize data and analyze in a convenient format. MySQL is a relational database and store data in two-dimensional table comprised of rows and columns as you see in the screen. A row is an individual record in a table. So here the ID 2 is an individual record for this particular table. But column defines a field. So here's the address field is a column. So this column basically for address for each of these records, like 1, 2, 3 having different address. Like 1 road, 1, 2, 3 circle, 4, 5, 6 square. So a database has many tables, but you see in the screen there are three tables. One is order, one is sales, one is customer. So each row in a table has a unique key. When a key is unique, then it's often called as primary key. So for order table, the ID is the primary key. If I go to the customer table, the ID is the primary key. So in the sales table, you could see the order ID and the customer ID is a reference from these two tables. So those two are the foreign key, which is a reference from order and customer tables. So while retrieving the data, we're going to discuss the 6 clauses on the select statement. So basically select, which is columns in the result set. Then we will discuss a from, table from which the results will be retrieved. Then where the condition of the result says how we'll do the filter. Then we'll do order by. So whether the result will be displayed ascending and descending. Then limit. So if I have 100 records, I want to fetch only top 5 records. So we can use the limit. Then there is offset. It's basically used for the pagination. So I'm going to skip some first 10 record and fetch next 5 records. So let's get started. Well, so open the MySQL workbench and we're going to discuss about these 6 clauses, which is select from, where, order by, limit and offset. So the select is basically used to retrieve the data for any queries. So for example, if I type select hello there, and if I execute this, it's going to print hello there, the string. So same way, if I type select 7 plus 5, so it's going to give the addition of 7 plus 5 the answer. So if I execute this, you could see here it's displaying as 12. So before I proceed to the next clause from, so let's discuss about a little bit regarding the database. So to see the database in MySQL workbench, you need to go to the schema here. So click on that. If you like to know the MySQL workbench, import data, we have existing video. I'll put link in the description or somewhere the link might be popping up in the screen now. So here we do have 3 tables: Bollywood album, e-commerce, my world. So if you like to use any of this data, so the syntax would be use and the database name. Suppose I use e-commerce, and if I execute this, so now you could see e-commerce is highlighted. It's like bold color. You could see Bollywood album is not bold, my world is not. So that means this this database is selected. So now you could write this syntax like this, or you can double click on the database. If you double click, you could see now this is highlighted. So either you can use the syntax as use or double click. Then after that, if you go to any of this table here, then you see there is an icon here. If you click on this icon, you could see the column structure. What the columns are there, what the primary key for this particular table, everything will display here. So either you can click on this icon, or you can type the syntax as DESC and the table name city and execute this. It will give the column structure or the column name, everything is going to display here. Cool. So now let's move to the from clause. The from clause is basically, it will retrieve the data from which tables. So here I can write the syntax as select star from CD. So basically if I put asterisk, it's going to fetch all the records from the table. So if I execute this, command enter, so you could see it's fetched 1000 rows. So here's the name, country code, district and population. So if I like to fetch only name and population, so I could do that. So select name, population from city and execute. So now you could see the name and population. So we like to rename this. So think of, okay, I want to, instead of name, I want to rename this city name. So we can use the alias name. So the syntax would be select name as, so I put city name, then population from city. Now if I execute, now you could see that it's renamed. It's a name, city name and population. So you can rename, so for better reading, better understanding, you can use alias. So next is the where. It's basically is for filter the record. So you can filter. So now it's fetching as 1000 rows. So let's filter some of the records. So I'll copy this and paste it here, and I'll put where country code equal to IND India and population less than equal to 100,000. So let's execute this. So now you see only 31 rows fetched, only 31 rows returned. So basically it got all the name of the city where the population is less than 100,000. So these are the Indian city name and the populations. So you can use like these queries to filter the data, and we're going to talk about more about the operators in upcoming lecture. You'll learn more about operators, so greater than, less than, or, and operator, everything we're going to discuss, so that way you can filter data in a better way. So for now, this is the way you can filter the data. Now the next is order, where we can fetch the data by particular order, by ascending or descending. Ascending is by default, it will not define, it will fetch the data as ascending. But if you want to fetch the data, retrieve the data as descending, you need to define that. So let's see that one. So I'll copy this it here, and I'll say order by population. So I want this data to be fetched based on the population. So let me execute this. So now you could see this data is coming as ascending. So the lowest number is the first, then highest number at the end. So you see the highest number is the end, 98,818 is the highest number. So if I had to do the highest number at the top, lowest number at the bottom, so the syntax would be population DESC, descending. So execute this query. Now you put the highest number at the top and the lowest number. So it's 98,818 at the top and 89,053 at the bottom. So you can do like this, order the data. Then next is 2 times this, so delete that. Next is limit. So there's 31 rows. So instead of fetching all 31, I want to fetch top 5 records. So let's copy this and paste it here. So what I'll do at the end, I'll put limit 5 and let's execute the syntax. So you could see only this 5 record has been set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could see here as 5. And now you could see that some of the code has been hidden here. To beautify the code, there's a shortcut, it's called Command P. So now you could see looks good and it's beautified. So there is an existing video if you would like to know the shortcuts for MySQL. I'll put a link in the description. So now next one is the offset. Basically it's like a pagination. So basically what I'm going to do, I am to skip first 3 records. So here first 3 records you see these are 98,818 to 98,619. Then I want to fetch next 5 records. So how do I do that? So I'll copy this syntax and paste it here, and after that, so I have to skip first 3 records and fetch next 5 records. So if I'll execute this one, S is missing, so let's put S, select. Now let's execute this. Now you could see the first 3 records have been skipped and it fetched the next 5 records. So this is offset, the pagination. So today we learned how to retrieve the data from a single table by using 6 clauses like select. First one is select, then the from, then the where, then the order by, and the limit, and the offset. So in the next upcoming lecture, we're going to discuss about the joins, fetching the data from the multiple tables. So hopefully this video is help you guys to retrieve the data from a single table. That's it for today. Thank you. If this video is useful to you, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Keep learning. Thank you. Namaste.